Right, here we go. Before the war, Vauxhall, the Vauxhall has several histories, if you will, and certainly before the First World War, and then pretty well before the Second World War, Vauxhall was the builder of very high quality luxury type cars. You would talk about Vauxhall in the same breath as Rolls-Royce, Napier, Bentley, Sunbeam. So obviously with they did that so well, they went broke. And basically General Motors were fishing around Europe looking for someone to make cars in Europe on a mass production basis. When Vauxhall was bought by General Motors, there was a big area of change, and gradually Vauxhall was turned into a mass producer, but the quality was never lost. Vauxhall was always a cut above. Basically it went from success to success. So by the war, Vauxhall was in the top 6 of British manufacturers. Quite incredible considering they were the size of CVR, I suppose, in the pre-war days. So after the war, the first new Vauxhall design that came out after the war was this one. This is the L-Type. Now it's actually a little bit of a fake because it's a pre-war car, the J-Type, but with new dress, as it were. So the centre of the car is the old J, and then you've got these new wings rather than the 30s style body. But this one is different again, on a whole different level, because this one comes from Australia. Vauxhall had a large export business, and we sent a load of chassis to Australia, and the Australians did what the Australians do best, which is cut the roofs of them. Now staying with the 50s, we've got an E-Type. So for reasons best known to engineering department in Vauxhall, we went from the L-Type to the E-Type, which is not very alphabetically correct, but that's what happened. So this is an E-Type, and it has a 6-cylinder engine, so it's a Velox. Were it to have a 4-cylinder engine, it would be a Wyvern, like that one. And there's another story there, because Wyvern, where on earth did the name Wyvern come from? Because, as I hope you all know, the Vauxhall badge, this little bird chappy here, dragon thing, he's a griffin. Now there is a version of the griffin which is prevalent in Wales called the Wyvern, but he ain't a griffin. They are quite different animals if you look up your heraldic stuff. So the word Wyvern creeps in as a bit of an interloper, because it's apparently a reference to the badge, but it's an incorrect reference to the badge. Anyway, back to cars. The E-Type was the first true post-Second World War car. As I said, the L-Type had the underpinnings of the pre-war J-Type, none the worse for that, but the E-Type had the full-width bodywork, which of course was all the fashion. It came out in 1953 and originally had a bonnet that tilted that way or that way. But then, a year later, 54 I think it was, they put an alligator bonnet on it with retaining springs, and it became a kind of more normal bonnet arrangement. So the E-Type went through quite a few changes in its life, and it has to be said, this one is probably the simpler in stylistic terms of them all.
Yeah, my dad bought this brand new in August 1956, £750.
Now, just in the nick of time, hello Ian, this is Ian Parsons, this is a Vauxhall, you may be surprised to know, and it's called an A-Type. And the A-Type was the start of it all in many respects. What year is this one, Ian?
1940. It was made in November 1940 and shipped to Australia.
So the story here is that Vauxhall were this low-volume, hand-built manufacturer, and the chief engineer of the day, a guy called Hodges, decided to go off on a sabbatical to Egypt, as one did in those days, And he left a precocious young talent called Pomeroy, Lawrence Pomeroy, in charge of the shop. And the managing director, Percy Kidner, who was a bit of a keen and very able competition driver, said to Pomeroy, look, I want to enter the 1,000-mile trial, the RAC 1,000-mile trial, which is probably the most prestigious event of its type. And he said, I need a car. So Pomeroy took the best they had, which I think was a 16 horsepower, and he did all sorts of things to it, like put proper lubrication, pressure lubrication. He got the revs to go up much, much higher, raised compression ratio. And what sort of power did he end up with?
Well, I think this is about 42 brake horsepower, but sometime I need to put it on a rolling road and find out what it actually is. But that was about almost double the horsepower of the previous engine.
Pomeroy went on to become chief engineer and spawned a whole range of cars based on this basic design. It's lovely to see it. And of course, Pomeroy went on from the A. There was a B, but that was mainly a 6-cylinder range. But then the C was the immortal Prince Henry. The D became the First World War staff car, the staple of the army. And then the E was the legendary 3098, which dominated trials, hill climbing, motorsport in general, through the late 20s. So lovely to see it, Ian. Thank you for bringing it. Right, here we go, back in time, back to coronation time, and ooh, the stuff of the 50s. Festival of Britain, the new era, cars not painted black anymore. American styling, because everything in America was better than here, because we saw it on the pictures, and we saw it in colour too. So what happened when Vauxhall got a touch of the Americas was this, which is the F-Type Victor. Now, this is a Victor Super, and it's super. It lives up to its name. Now you can tell an F1, wrap-round windscreens on a British car, unbelievable. Okay, as long as you don't bang your knee on it when you get in. This is Time Warp. I'm looking in here, it's just as I remember it. You've even got the pre-delivery conditions thing. Oh my God, this is emotional. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much for that. Please look after it. It's marvellous. Now here's the daddy of them all, Rod. Well, this is a perfect example of a Mark I Victor F-Type. Well, Rod, you know, every year we see this car and we say it's fantastic. And it still is fantastic, and it's just breathtaking. So thank you very much indeed. Vauxhall rushed to calm the styling down a bit. So this is the phase 2, and it's got a much simpler bonnet scheme. We've lost the bombs, we've got a full width grille. It actually makes the car look wider and better balanced, but we still got wrap-round screens because we couldn't change that bit.
Yeah, it was David Jones, the Luton designer, who decided on scaling back the Americanisms they had on the Series 1, which led to the Series 2 as this one is.
Okay, thanks for looking after it, it's marvellous. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, this is lovely. So again, having sort of pulled their horns back a bit with that one, started to get a bit more leery when with some of these two-tone colour schemes, but this is still a Mark II, I guess, is it?
Yeah, well, they don't call it a Mark II, it's called a 61. I picked it up 15 years ago at 34,000, and it's virtually 90% of it.
That's lovely. Okay, thank you. Right, estate car. Estate car came out, well, when did the estate car come out? There was a Mark I estate, but you hardly ever see any. This is a Mark II estate, I guess. Series 3, sorry, so what's... Oh, Series 3 is the big windows and all that stuff. So, what age is this one? What year? 61. 61. Another estate. I don't remember this colour scheme. Do I remember this colour scheme? No, you've been at it, haven't you?
Yeah, it was initially green, which I don't like green.
I'm so pleased that people want to spend their time and considerable money on getting these cars so nice, so thank you, that's marvellous. Wow, here comes another beauty. This one looks as though it's very standard and very well looked after.
It's absolutely original as it came out of new. Apart from it's running on radials rather than crossbars, it's had very minor paintwork, otherwise it's as it came out of new in 1963.
1963. It's lovely to see, and congratulations on looking after it so well. Thank you. Well, that was an FB, I should have said, and this is an FC. Which owner are you in the line of things?
I'm the second owner of it, basically. The guy who bought it in Coventry had it all his life and sadly died. And it got put on eBay as a non-runner, and I bought it 13 years ago, and I've had it ever since.
It's definitely running now. Well done. Great for you. So FC shared its doors with the PB Cresta, which you've got these lovely curved doors, which gives you extra room, I'm told. So again, a very original looking car.
Yes, yeah, we bought it in 2007 as a wreck. We got it back on the road in 2009.
Oh, good for you. That's great. Thank you very much indeed. Right. Oh dear me. Now what have I got? All the way from Littlehampton, West Sussex Fire Brigade. I was down there the other day. He's even got his tin hat with him.
Come on, are you ready?
No, I know. What model is it?
It's based on a J5.
Right, off we go. Again, a beautiful four-wheel drive, I would judge. TK cab. Obviously equipped for some pretty heavy-duty work. So, what does this do for? Does it do for a living?
Still used as a winch truck. It's got a 6-ton winch on it and a hire.
Thanks for bringing it in. Now, Bedford made these wonderful vans. The CA van. Now this is, I guess it's a Dormobile. Yes, it's a Dormobile conversion on a CA van. This van was so ahead of its time, it was unbelievable. I mean, you've got a walk-through cab, you've got sliding doors for delivery work in confined areas, you've got a compact shape, you've got a 3-speed synchro box, you've got a nice, reliable Victor engine basically under the floor there, and these vans were just ahead of their time in a way that you can't imagine. But what year is this one? 66. The CA came out much earlier, 57 I think. 1957, can you imagine a van with this sort of features? Wonderful, thank you for bringing it in. Right, there's another one of the Auto Home Assistance trucks, beautifully looked after. Still working for their living, I'm told. And this one has got some pretty heavy-duty equipment on it. This is a heavy-duty rescue truck.
Quite correct, yes. It's very much still working for a living, this is.
But you have to know how to use this tackle, I guess.
Yes, but it's very ahead of its time. It's all hydraulic, very simple to use, and very, very powerful.
I bet it is. Well, it's lovely, beautiful. Thank you very much. I could go on for a couple of hours about what Vauxhall did in the war, but what Vauxhall did in the war, apart from build millions of jerry cans, millions of shell cases, the first jet turbines for the Whittle jets, they built the Churchill tanks, but above all, they built these army lorries, millions of them, well, hundreds of thousands of them. So what model is this one?
It's a 1943 Bedford OY GS General Service lorry.
Beautiful looking car, vehicle, sorry, I said car all day. But... Ah, here we go. Sirius TK Bedford. I'm not sure if it's a KM or not, but I'm going to have to ask. So what model is this?
It is a KM. Yeah, the big brother of the TK.
Great, lovely to see it. Beautiful condition. Right, from the big un to the little un, we've got a HA van, a family business. Yeah, that's lovely. Where's Sandwick?
In the Orkney Islands. Yeah.
You come down from there? What? Oh, I'm amazed. Gosh. Oh, I'm speechless. Anyway, that's lovely. Thank you. Yeah,
Thank
cheers.
you.
Here comes Rubber Duck. There has to be a story behind this, which I probably shouldn't ask, but I will. So what is Rubber Duck?
It's a converted ambulance from the UK, and a mountain ambulance, and made in a motorhome, and all the way from Holland.
Thank you very much. Goodbye, Rubber Duck. The CF van never quite sort of did what the CA did, I suppose, because the competition was so much better for the Transit, of course, but the CF was a decent workhorse, and you've obviously, you had this one for a while? Or?
I've only had this one for a few months.
You got plans for it?
Yeah, I've got a vintage furniture company, so we bought it really, from that point of view, to get it restored up, and obviously sign written and so on.
Good for you. Sounds a great idea. Well done. Yeah. Right. My ignorance will now come to the fore, because the nice person driving it is going to have to tell me which model this one is.
Thank you. 1947 M-Type.
Right.
2-3 ton.
Did you do all this work yourself?
Done it all myself, yeah.
It's great. Thank you. Oh, here comes Beryl. The Peril. Beryl the Peril's wrapping our show up for us today, I think. Look at this. Okay, now this is a Utilibus? Worker bus, because it's got wooden seats. A Utilibus probably had upholstered seats. It even says worker bus on the front, but this, again, is the CA van. I mean, what an amazing design. Engine well back, so you've only got a tiddly little front extension here. Sliding doors. Now, what you don't want to do, though, is do hand signals in a CA van, because in the days when you had to do hand signals, if you hadn't have latched your doors back, because there's a webbing strap there, as you stuck your hand out and put the brakes on, the door took your arm off, which was not to be recommended. Anyway, thank you, Beryl. That's the end of our show today. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.